type of data is it? And out of all of the different representations we looked at yesterday, which should we use for this type of data? At the end of class yesterday, when you folded your paper, we looked at categorical versus numerical data, univariate versus bivariate, and at the very bottom, we talked about the types of representations based on the type of data. So, alright, so anyway, when it says analyze the data, that means name it, which is something you did in 1 through 6 yesterday. So this miles walked is tracking two things. It's tracking time and it's tracking distance. So for that reason, I would call this bivariate because it's two things, time and distance. Now, miles walked can be averaged. You can do math. With miles walked, you can find the range, you can find the minimum, you can find the maximum. So I'm going to also say that it's numerical bivariate. And so all of that falls into this short little direction, analyze the data. Okay. Now, what's going to take a while is creating a display. So I'm sorry to say I'm going to move this screen for a moment. To this. And we need to figure out, of these options, which one shows bivariate numerical. I hope you wrote this yesterday. Number 3, bivariate numerical should be done as a line graph or a scatter plot. Okay? So picking any of the other ones would be wrong here based on the type of data. You can't pick a circle graph. You can't pick a bar graph. You can't do a histogram. We want a line graph specifically based on this criteria. You could do a scatter plot, but I want everyone to do the same thing. So everyone's going to do their very best from your working knowledge to create a line graph of this table. Melina, you need to stop your conversation. Please and thank you. So these words are new to you. And picking the correct one, classifying, is new to you. But you should already know how to make a line graph. So that's what's not new to you. Go ahead and make your line graph. You know how to do it. No one's told you how to do it in a year, 2 years. You have to really dig deep and trust your past experiences. Yes. I'm not going to give out graphing paper right now. I do have some line paper if you don't have that, but just do it on line paper for now. If you don't have graph paper. Hey, your grades are not posted yet from the chapter 9, but I wanted to let you know that there's a chapter 10 test remediation, and also there's a chapter 9 that's already made, even though your test isn't graded yet. Chapter 9.
Miss, I think she means 8. Well, we didn't take chapter 10 test yet.
Okay. I just know the last one.
For chapter 8.
Due Sunday. Okay. I wanted to let you know in your own time if your parents or anybody's pressuring you to get your grade up, or you just internally you want to get your grade up. I posted chapter 8 test remediation. That's the grade that's already in focus. Remember, if you get less than a 60, you do the remediation and bring your grade up. You don't have to get a 100% on this. This isn't big Indies math. You get a 70 on it, and I put points back into focus for you because you did something to go back and try again. I already have chapter 9 posted in there, even though that grade's not in focus yet. You just took that test. That grade's not in focus yet, but it's on there as well. If you kind of already know you bombed it, you can go ahead and get started on that. And I have them do Sunday. But I can extend this second one past Sunday for sure. If anybody wants to do both, and they don't have time to do both. Okay. So if you got any big ideas about it, you should do both of those. Travis. Okay, great. I'll bring it to you right now.
Will this test be in for progress reports or not? Would not test be in for progress?
It could be. Yeah. The progress reports I have to come.
Wait, they do it now?
Yeah. What are you laughing at?
Yeah. Which show was that? He said, "You're gonna change your name to yeah, great. Someone's not. It was Carmen.
Alright, conversation over. Here we go. Here's my line graph review for you. You will be asked to create a line graph on your own. So hopefully you were successful with this just now. Weeks go down here. And miles can go here. Here's 0. What I want to say to that, I want you to start over. Actually, I was gonna be like real cool and nice about it, but to be honest with you, 99% of the time, if time is in a table, it should be on the x-axis because it's the independent variable. Time goes on. Doesn't matter how many number of miles you walk, time goes on. So sorry about that. Okay. So let's make a note. Time should be going at the bottom horizontal. Okay. Miles should be going up and down. Shh. Settle down. Settle down.
Can we title it like time and distance?
Yes. Time and distance. Okay, so we don't have anything for week 0. At week 1, we walked 5 miles, so I put a little dot, a point. At week 2, we're up to 8 miles. At week 3, we're up to 10 miles. In week 4, it's getting easier, 11 miles. And this is why Sarah wanted graph paper, because this just, ooh, it feels kind of unprofessional, doesn't it? I used to have a whiteboard with graph paper on it. I loved it. Sorry, Scope. Okay, this is your line graph. Well done. Number letter B. Favorite fruit survey. We have fruits and the number of students. So when we talk about things like favorites, do we want to call this category, categorical, or do we want to call this numbers, numerical? It's tricky because you see numbers, I know, but it's actually categories because of the fruit, okay? And they're only looking at fruit. They're not looking at the age of humans and the fruit they like, or vegetables and fruit. It's only fruit. So this is univariate categories or categorical. All right, so now we have to go back to the notes we took yesterday. The 3 things at the bottom. Winsor, you need to put your phone away. That's twice. I'm taking points for you looking at your phone. Okay? Put it in your backpack. All the way in your backpack, please. You can put it in your backpack or you can go see your dean. Put it in your backpack. Same. Feel the same way when we're in the same place. Zip it up. All right, so when you look at the notes, Jigar, did you take notes yesterday? Yeah. Look at the bottom 3. Sit down. Sit down. We're working. Sit down. Nope. Sit down. Look at the bottom 3. Now, which one of them can you pick if your data is univariate and categorical? Bar graph or circle graph. Good job. You guys read your notes well. All right. Let's do a vote. We're gonna either vote. You want to do a bar graph or you want to do a circle graph. I want everyone to do the same thing. Raise your hand for bar graph. Raise your hand for circle graph. Yeah, bar graph wins. Let's do a bar graph. Bar graphs are way easier. Yes. All right, ready, go. Begin your bar graph. This is supposed to be what you already know how to do. You already know how to make a bar graph. The challenging part is just picking the right thing. It's these 2 vocabulary words and picking. As long as you picked bar graph or circle graph, that shows that you're learning something new. Creating the bar graph, however, is something you already know how to do. So ready, just do it. Remember how to do it. So it's chapter 8, chapter 9, if you want to look at the book pages. Okay. Let's put the words at the bottom this time. So far, it's the one on the left that is doing the bottom. The main thing is, okay, so yesterday we created 2 histograms. Today we're doing this line graph and this bar graph. Later you're going to be doing a stem and leaf plot and a circle graph. So we're reviewing how to make all of these different data representations. What was the main difference between a bar graph and a histogram? Yeah, so this one needs a little bit of space in between. You have to go to 40. Students, fruit, favorite fruit. So for apples, 35 students.
You gotta go all the way up to 40.
Yeah, I went by fives.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, even though I only wrote this time, it's still going by fives.
Yeah, I didn't see those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got apples, we got bananas, we got the grapes, we got the oranges. I should have made you guys do a circle graph. Then we got the pear.
I thought they're supposed to touch.
That histogram.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. That's the perfect photo.
You touch.
She's been answered. That's exactly why we practice, so that you can hash that stuff out now. Because you want to say that now, not during the test. Some of y'all are waiting. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to ask during the test.
Oh, no.
So that's it for this. When you're done, you can open your book up to yesterday's assignment.
We did it. I did it.
Not making you sound special. Actually, not that you're special, but you sound
Yes, I'm sorry. There it is. My mistake.
I did it.
You know what some of the most beautiful photographs do? They actually they'll put the number like above it. You know, and like, oh, I just love it when they do that. It makes it so easy to see. You see it line up and match. I just love it when they actually label the number with the bar. Love it. 8, 9, 6.
What page was what page was the worksheet again?
Yeah.
I did. Say I want to do it. It was not. It was not. It was not. It's still on me. I'm all over the table. What page was it? I did it. I did it. Okay. I almost. I almost. Yeah. I.
I'm so sorry.
Any questions on 1 through 6? Okay. Here's all we have to do for the rest of class. Let me write it out. Okay.
It's not work today. Yeah, right now. Right now. 9 through 16.
All right, you guys. So, what I have written here is I want to make sure that you review every data representation in here. So, I'm actually requiring, it says you get to pick, but I'm requiring for these 4, I want to make sure you do a histogram. On 14, you do a line graph. On 15, you must do a stem and leaf. And on 16, you must create a circle graph. 15 and 16, you're probably going to need some help with. Those are more difficult and less familiar to you. But up until then, I want you to try to work independently. So let's do some independent. This is classwork, and if you can't finish it in class, it'll be done at home. But let's work completely independent until about 12:20. Let's do 12 minutes. Yeah. No, it's 9 through 16. No, it's like I know it's weird, remember. All right, so you don't know what you don't know until you read a question and you go blank. So let's give everyone a chance in total silence to read a question and kind of sit and contemplate what it is it's asking you to do. Colton. That was an off-task conversation. So you've lost the point as a disruption. Okay, that's a documented disruption right now. No. Somebody out in the bathroom. Yes, she's out. Please take your hood off as well. You may take the bathroom pass. If no one else has asked to go to the bathroom. All right, please stop your conversations. You know what's interesting about 10 is it is. It's bivariate. You have to pick one, and with the shh, you're silent. This says to do 2 stem and leaf plots. But let me look at bivariate. You could do a line graph or a scatter plot. Yeah, because I would take 3 things. Because I would call it bivariate numerical. I'll take the line graph, the scatter plot, or 2 stem and leaf plots. Yeah. It's called a back-to-back stem and leaf, which isn't even in the information in the book. They're like assuming you know it. I don't think any of you have heard of a back-to-back stem and leaf plot. Shh. Oh. Let's look at 13. Okay. So on 13, you can display the women in one histogram and the men in another histogram. Two classes makes it bivariate. I will not tell you that while you're taking that test. You should have written it down though when you were here if you were here going over it. Okay, so when we went through histograms, one thing we said is that a histogram shows frequency. So here we go. We're going to do ages and frequency. I think the lowest age is 21. And the highest age is 37. And gosh, one of the criteria for histogram is that the intervals are the same. So our training yesterday was pretty basic. It was like 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. This is like 16, so we could do maybe 4 years or 3 years. So maybe I decided, and we could have this several different ways. There's not one perfect right way to do it. So I could go 21 to 23 for my first time. So that's 21, 22, 23. And then I could go 24, 25, 26. And then I could go 27, 28, 29. But whatever you pick, maybe you want to do 5 years and it's less. Whatever you pick, it has to be the same amount, even intervals along the bottom. So I'm going to pause and see how far you get. So the next question comes up. Set this up. So, how many Olympic gold medalists for women were between 21 and 30? 21 and 23. Only one. So, the frequency that happened was just one. No, 24 to 26. Just once. 27 to 29. Oh, did I miss one? Ooh, a 25. Good, and that's why I mark them because I miss them. So if I don't mark them, I never catch it. At the end, I'll know to go back and find all the ones I didn't mark.
Is there something?
Yeah, you kind of said like is there title men and women's ages, and it would be all collected in one. You could. As long as you're title, like describe it correctly. The book that you're doing,
Box and whisker. That's very difficult for that. So I'm not doing that. Histogram would be better practice.
it'll be interesting to compare the women in the bed.
You want to speak?
No.
Yeah, I feel it. Okay, there was a dean out there. I forgot to say his name. Southern Resident. They're supposed to be. Well, I'll give him the message. Anybody in here know who Coach Webb is? Ooh. His classroom's like right there. This is door right there. You can if he's in there. Keep working. Get it up. Little class number. Oh, we also have
Okay. Next. 27 to 29. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're getting older. This is important data for women basketball. Next. 30 to 32. This is page 890, I believe. 32, 30 to 32. There's two of those. And 33 to 35. There's three of those. And then there's only one at 37. So this data displayed like this kind of helps you see like, well, early 20s is kind of young to make it to the Olympics on the women's basketball team. And over 35 isn't as common either. Between 27 and 35, there's a lot in between there. Okay, so the display really helps. Now I'm looking forward to comparing that to men and seeing like do women and men hit their peak at different ages in this sport. It usually is like quite different in different sports when the women and men hit their peak in their event. So should we pick the same intervals on the men's histogram? Now the low on the men's is the youngest is 24. So already by analyzing this data, we're seeing, there's a difference. And the oldest, whoa, is 32. So the span between low and high for men is much different than women. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm still gonna do a 3-year interval, but I'm not gonna start at 21 to 30. I'm gonna start at 24.
I don't have enough room.
24, 25, 26. Is this gonna be the same? Yeah, that's same. Yeah?
What's a 7-leaf grass?
Are we ready for the 7-leaf? Am I behind? Is anybody else ready for 7-leaf? Okay. I'll do it. Let's take a break from my histogram and I'm gonna jump to the 7-leaf. So I'm gonna head to 15. I'm just gonna get it set up and then I can go back to this. Love it, 7-leaf. Shut up. Weirdo. Love a graph. Data display. Okay. Let's see if they even show one to you. Okay, they really don't. Really, they don't. Okay. So I know a 5th grade, or I know a student in 5th grade math who's doing 7-leaf. So it may have been since elementary school that you guys did this, but I think once you do it, you'll remember it. Okay. So 7-leaf, you don't have to label the stem and the leaf, but I do when we first start out, just to get you remembering. It has to go in order. This side will be the tens digits. And this side will be the ones digits. Okay? So again, just like the histogram, you want to identify what's the lowest value and what's the highest value. I see a 53. 52. So the low, pretty much for all of them, you want to know the low and the high. The low is 52, and then someone got that perfect score of 100. So for my stem, I only put the 10s. So I'm going to start with 5, and that'll be everything in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then finally that 100 will go last. So my stem is 5, so now I list in order all of the scores that were in the 50s range. So I see 52, and as soon as I write it, I cross it out because it's so much data to organize. Numerical order. And then I see 53, so I put a 3 next to it. And then I go to 60s. I see a 60. Oh, good. And here's a 59, so then I'll write a 9 next to it. 62. 63. 74. 77. Oh, I missed 75. 80. 81. 83. 84. 87. Oh, wow. Even though all the numbers mixed in together were kind of difficult to sort through, now that they're in the 7-leaf, I can see that, oh yeah, I can see exactly how many fell within the 80s range. And so when I read this, I don't see all of the red numbers in a row. Instead, I see 80, 81, 83, 84, 85, 87, 88. So it summarizes everything that happened in the 80s. 90. Did I cross over here? 95, 96, 97. And then there was 100. And that is W. It's a full stem and leaf flat. Yep. You list them both. Yes. All right, that circle graph is going to be a little difficult to do on your own. Please try it. You guys still have 2 minutes. You should not be packing up. You're packing up too quickly so that you can get off task. You can get out your phones and you can joke around, but this isn't supposed to be joke time. This is supposed to be very chill, academic, mature time. You guys are neglecting your academic mature time and doing too much silly stuff all day long. Sometimes we gotta be serious. You kids up in here. Too much silliness.